Question 8 here, this is another binomial, and there's an expansion here, there's an unknown p in there. The coefficient of the term in x to the 4, alright, so is equal to the coefficient of the term in x to the 6. Alright, I'm going to keep going with the technique which is not the formula technique, which is the common sense technique. Alright, so those who haven't seen it before. The first term in my binomial is 3x. That's going to be powered up to something. The second term is p over x. That's going to be powered up to something else. Remember, these two must sum to 8. And then we have a coefficient here from the triangle, and this is 8 choose, usually it's the blue, but either blue or red exponent works because of the symmetry. So let me just focus on this for now. Now look, it's going to be guess and check. So the x is in the numerator for the red, it's in the denominator for the blue, so there's going to be some elements of cancelling out. Now we need the overall value to be x to the 4. So definitely these have got to differ by a certain chunk. They've got to differ by 4, don't they? And a very quick search should take you to should we try 3 here and a 5 here and think what happens there. We've certainly got 5 plus 3 gives us the 8, which is what we needed. But can you see that that will give us an overall x squared, x to the 5 divided by x to the 3, x squared. So that's going to be no good to us. So let's just go back and try again. And you should quickly be able to see that that's actually 6 will work now, with a 2 here, and that will give us the x to the 4, and therefore a 2 here. And before we continue with x to the 4, we're going to mirror that thinking over here. Here we need an x to the 6, and again I think it should be able to get there quite quickly. A 7 here and a 1 here, because then the x to the 7 divided by x to the 1 gives us x to the 6. So we've got the two individual terms there, and so let's go ahead and try and work them out now. And we've got a calculator, so we might as well use it. And I'm going to go to menu, probability. Laptop's slowing down a little bit here. Combinations, and this is going to be 8 choose 2. This is going to give us 28 here. And while I'm in here, I'm just going to go up, bring it down, and do 8 choose 1. I don't think you really need this. You should know exactly what this is going to be. Then back to here, this is going to be times 3 to the 6 times x to the 6 times p squared divided by x squared. Go to the side, this is times by 3 to the 7 times x to the 7, just distributing that exponent of the product, times p to the 1 over x to the 1. Alright then, now can you see that the x to the 6, x to the 2 cancels out, and that will be x to the 4. This will be 28 times 3 to the 6, and this will be times p squared. And on the other side, this is 8 times 3 to the 7 times x to the and this is x to the 6, sorry, my bad, I just dropped my pen for a moment there, times p to the 1. Okay, now let's just think about what the question's asking us. I haven't gone ahead and expanded 28 3 to the 6 and the 3 to the 7 just yet. Let's see what the question asks us. The coefficient of the term in x to the 4. So let's write that down. Here's x to the 4, and the coefficient is actually all of these things multiplied together. So 28 times 3 to the 6 times p squared, that's the coefficient, is equal, so these guys are actually equal. Okay, and again, you can crunch all this out using your calculator, but I was thinking ahead to maybe a non-calculator paper. I'm going to divide both sides by 3 to the 6. that will just leave a 3 on this side. If I divide both sides by 4, can you see that? We can actually do this without a calculator. So on the left-hand side, we've got 7p squared. So on the left-hand side, we've got 7p squared. On the right-hand side, we've actually got 6p. Now, what you must not do at this stage is divide through by the variable p, because we will lose a solution. Just bring to one side, 7p squared minus 6p equals 0. Factor out the p. This is 7p minus 6. So we have either p equals 0 or 7p minus 6 equals 0, so therefore p equals to 6/7. Now let's just go check both answers. P equals 0. Hold on a second. It says p has to be greater than 0 right away, so we can say therefore cross and a tick here. And that's how to do it using a bit of common sense at the start. Notice the start there was just using the guess and check method, but understanding the structure of a binomial expansion and trying to shape it rather than use a formula.